it's Min, and welcome to Korean class. Annyeong. So yeah, hi guys, I'm Min, and this is my first video on YouTube. Yay! Yeah, it's my first time to trying a YouTube video. I'm a student in France and I'm originally from South Korea, and I've been teaching Korean for more than 5 years now through both online and offline. I actually have been requested a lot to make this video series to teach Korean from here and there, and I thought that was a good idea, but I also sort of been procrastinated for a long time because I know that I'm not really familiar with talking through the camera and I'm not really good at editing either. But yeah, as I'm having a week of vacation now, and I thought it's a great moment to start something because I know that I won't do this ever if I don't start it now. Yeah, before starting the lesson, let me just say that I'm not a professional tutor at all. I've never been properly trained from someone else. I used to be in an art school for years, and now I'm a university student here in France majoring English education. So yeah, I'm not a professional teacher at all, but all I can give you here is from what I've experienced through my classes that I've taught for like years. I found my own method to teach efficiently. I'm still working on it, and I also did a lot of research and saw how the other teachers teaching things. So my classes may not be same as the classical way of teaching, but yeah, let's try it together. And also, one more thing to add, I'm from Seoul, South Korea. I was born and raised there for 19 years before I moved to Europe, so I have like typical Seoulite accent, and unfortunately I'm not really good at, I'm like suck at other accents from another regions in Korea. So that's probably another thing that you guys maybe should keep in mind. Yeah, so I took these glasses to look more a bit like a tutor. I don't really know if it works, but it actually helps me to feel less tired when I'm looking through the screen or do editing, so I kinda like it. Yeah, so for the first session of the beginner class, I always start from Hangul, the Korean alphabet. Some people say that it's better to get used to listening and speaking first and learn how to read and write later. And that's what I'd probably do when I teach children. But as this class is supposed to teach adults who learn Korean as a second or third or like a foreign language, and I figured out that it's always good to start from Hangul, because fortunately Hangul has very direct and simple system to learn, and linguists says that it's one of the easiest structure to learn, and I also agree with it. From my own experience, it takes around 5 to 7 hours to learn, and practice of course, to make you be able to properly read and write. Of course, there were some students who took more than like 2 or 3 months when they have 1 hour classes per week. So which means like more than 10 hours. So I'd also like to say that it's very important for you to revise things regularly than just come to class and expect that I can convey all of knowledge directly into your brain. So revise, guys. It's important. Okay, so it took me actually a while to start speaking about Hangul. So the first thing that you guys should know is we have 14 consonants and 10 vowels as basic characters, and you should know which are consonants and which are vowels, and also to make a syllable that you can actually use as a letter, you always need at least one consonant and one vowel. So no single letter works as a separated sound. So you always need one consonant and one vowel at least. And yeah, there are also combined vowels and last consonants and so on that you can add later, but today I'll just talk about one consonant and one vowel, and the other things going to be in the next classes. So yeah, these are 14 basic consonants that you need to know. So listen well and see how they are pronounced. The very first one is g, g. So this one sounds very similar to English G, but in Korean it tends to sound a bit stronger and more. Most of beginners get quite confused with the K sound. So let me say it's a bit more tense than English G, English G. So it's like G, G, G. Good. The next one is N, similar to the N sound, quite nasal. So you kind of use your nose to make it sound like N, N, N. The next one is D. It's like the D sound in English, but same as what I told in G, it tends to be pronounced a bit stronger, and it actually sounds a bit like in between D and T. So you put your tongue at the back of your upper teeth where you have your gum, and push it a little bit stronger than English D. So D, D, D. Good. Next one is L, which is very similar to L sound. So it's same position as D. You place your tongue at the back of your upper gum, but make sure that it doesn't go too far, and so not to touch the palate. So put your tongue at the back of your upper gum and drop it directly. So L, L, L. Good. Next one is M. It's a labial sound, so close your lips. Imagine that you are making like this and open it. So M, M, M. You don't have to roll your lips, but it just sounds like an M in English. M, M. B is also same position as M, but it's not nasal anymore. So like a B in English, you can make the same sound even if you close your nose. That's how you can check if the sound is nasal or not. So M, B, they're not same, but B, B, they're same. So B doesn't have any nasal sound. Next one is S, is similar as D, but the tip of your tongue goes a bit deeper inside, and it does sound in front part of your palate. So you no longer touch your gum, but your tip of the tongue goes the beginning part, like the first very front part of your palate. And so when it touches your teeth, it doesn't sound same anymore. So you shouldn't touch the teeth or gum, but it should be in the front part of palate. And it's very similar to English S. So S, S, S. Good. Next one, this is very special sound. It's same as an English ngma, like but in the first position that we are talking about now, as a consonant, it doesn't make any sounds, so it's a mute sound for now. I'll let you know how to pronounce it properly in the next lesson when we are talking about final consonant, but for now it's just mute, doesn't make any sound. Next one is j. Is very similar to s, but here we use a bit deeper part of the palate and very similar to sounds j in English. J, j, j. Next one is same position as j, but you should drop your tongue a bit faster and harder that it makes a stronger sound. Ch, ch, ch. Like ch sounds in English, like chicken or chamber and so on. This one is k, the same position as g, but you put a bit more power on your tongue, so it goes a bit stronger. K, k, k. Next one is t, also similar to d, same position but stronger. T, t, t. P is another labial sound, same as m or b, but you use a bit more of air and actually blow it out a bit. P, 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 like P sound in English. This is the last one, and it's h. Here we don't use any part of tongue or palate or gum, teeth, anything, but just let the air comes out of your throat, like when you sigh, like h, 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 similar to the H sound in English. So now I'll pronounce all the consonants from the beginning, so listen well and repeat. G, g, n, n, d, d, l, l, m, m, b, b, s, s, j, j, ch, ch, k, k, t, t, p, p, h, h. Okay, now I guess that some of you already see that there are some sounds which have similar or same position, and the interesting point here is you can actually use this to remember the characters, the symbols of the characters. So this would be a very useful hack, especially when you're not really good at memorizing symbols. So yeah, look at this letter. You have G, and when you put a short bar in between, it goes K. So they have same position, but the second one, K, has a bit more stronger sound, and that's the reason why we actually put an extra bar. So yeah, that means the short bar in between, it means to pronounce it stronger. So G, K. Same for this too, D, and you put a short bar in between, it goes T, goes stronger. Same for this two again, J, you put a small hat, and it goes Ch, a bit stronger. And these three are very similar as well. They're all labial sound, and they all have similar looking with a small scare. So M, B, P. So every time you add more bars, the sounds go stronger. So let me pronounce all the characters from the beginning once again. G, N, D, L, M, B, S, J, Ch, K, T, P, H. Okay, I think think that's it for today's lesson, but it's just a half part of the first class. And remember that we haven't seen vowels yet, so we can't actually make anything yet, any written letter yet. So just have a look at it a couple of times and go directly to the next lesson to learn vowels. And it's okay if you haven't memorized all of them yet, but just go look at the vowels first so that you would be able to make actual letters first. Then you can start memorizing symbols from there. Yeah, also if you have any question, please comment down below. And if you're already taking my classes, you can also contact me directly from where you contact me. And if you guys have any other tips to learn Hangul, please share it. And I'd love to hear from you guys. So thank you very much, and see you in the next class, next video, like very soon, right now. So go check vowels. Bye. 안녕.